Hello and welcome to the first lecture on this section on learning and applying different types of analytics in this course on data analytics and data analysis. So in this section, we'll help you learn, get an in-depth view of learning and applying different types of analytics. And we begin this section by taking a look at this lecture where you will learn about descriptive analytics, which talks about what happens and then we use dashboards and reports. So, the descriptive analytics is a part of learning and applying different types of analytics to master analytical techniques. So, how to learn and apply descriptive analytics? Any thoughts? Anything that comes to your mind? See, descriptive analytics is a process of summarizing historical data, basically to understand the patterns, trends, and insights. So it's this process that we want to learn and apply. Now, this is the foundation of data-driven decision making, and it is widely used for business intelligence, marketing, finance, healthcare, and many more things. So wherever you need data-driven decision making and you need data and insights, trends, and patterns, you can apply descriptive analytics. The first step in doing that is to understand the basics of descriptive analytics. Now, what does descriptive analytics do? It answers the question of what happened and it uses, the statistical measure to find that out and data visualization. So two key components of descriptive analysis is statistical measures and data visualization, and it answers the question of what happened. Now, what are the key techniques in descriptive analytics? Let us take a look at them. First is, key thing that you do is you do summary statistics. And these summary statistics are things like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and variance. The second thing you do is the data aggregation, where you group data by the categories. Let's say sales by regions. Third thing you do is trend analysis, in which you identify patterns over a period of time. Example, sales growth over months. The fourth is to do data visualization with the help of charts, graphs, and dashboards, bar charts, histograms. And the fifth is to do correlation analysis, where you identify the relationship between the variables. Let's say price versus demand. Now, as an example, a retail company will be using descriptive analytics to analyze monthly sales trends and customer demographics to optimize product placement. So, analyzing monthly sales trends and customer demographics is descriptive analytics, and to optimize product placement is another thing. So, that's the first step you do to do the descriptive analysis, to understand the basics of descriptive analysis. Second thing that you start doing is to learn the essential tools and technologies. Now, what are the kind of tools and technologies? You need to learn about data handling, statistical things, and visualization tools. Now, what are the best tools for descriptive analytics? Let us take a look at them. So, for pivot, spreadsheet based Excel and Google Sheet is one thing that you can always do. Easy to use, doesn't require any programming knowledge. And all of us are familiar with spreadsheets, right? And it is best for basic statistics, and you can use of a pivot table. Little more advanced is the SQL based, tools that like SQL, MySQL, Snowflake, which are great for querying and summarizing structured data. Then you can get into more advanced like programming using Python, Pandas, MATLAB, Seaborn, and R. And these are good for automation and advanced analytics. Then another tool, part of the tool of descriptive analytics is the visualization. So for that you have BI and visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, and Looker, which can help you create interactive dashboards and reports. So these are some of the best tools for descriptive analytics. Right. Say, for example, a financial analyst, what would he or she use? So, a financial analyst would use SQL because this is more advanced. SQL to pull customer transaction, and then use Tableau to visualize the spending habits. So that's how you can start learning essential tools and technologies. The third step is to collect and clean data for analysis. You before applying the descriptive analytics, you need to ensure data quality, right? And what are the key data cleaning steps? You need to remove the duplicates, prevent redundant data entries into your analysis for your analysis, handle missing values where you need to fill or remove such null entries, then standardize data formats, ensure consistency like date formats, currency, etc. etc. And detect and fix outliers using statistical methods like Z-score and IQR. How would a hospital use this clean and collect data? A hospital would standardize patient records by ensuring dates, names, and medical codes that to make sure that they follow the same format before running the analytics. So that's how you would do a collect. You will do the job of collecting and cleaning data for analysis. Then you start applying the descriptive analytics techniques. Yeah. But that is after you have cleaned the data. And there, what are the common descriptive analytical methods and examples? So there is, in descriptive analytics, you can do frequency distribution. And it is simply the count of customer purchases per month, say for example. So it's number of time the particular event occurs. In this case, the event is customer purchase in a month. So the count of that will be frequency distribution. Second could be measures of central tendency like mean, medium, and mode. And the average order value of an e-commerce store would be an use case to apply this central tendency. Trend analysis would be another one, and you could use this, say, for example, in identifying, figuring out the revenue growth over the last 5 years. You could also do correlation analysis method that would help you find the relationship between marketing spends and website traffic. And another one method common is for using charts and graph for data visualization. And the use case for this could be sales heat map to identify peak sales days. How would a marketing team analyze these data and what techniques would they use? They would analyze the average click-through rate. That's a key parameter for them of a email campaign using bar charts and summary statistics, right? So a KPI, and they would use bar charts and summary statistics. The fifth step then is to interpret insights and make data-driven decisions. And the goal of the descriptive analytics is to turn data into actionable insights. And what are the best practices for insight interpretation? The first one is to compare against the benchmarks, where you can use past performance as a reference, and these benchmarks could be external, internal. Then you identify anomalies and trends. Look for unexpected spikes or drops versus your benchmarks, right? Then you segment data, break down your demographics, time period, and product types, and then you present your findings clearly using storytelling and visualization. Say, for example, how would a restaurant chain interpret insights and make data-driven decisions? So a restaurant chain would notice, weekend sales. If they notice that the weekend sales are 30% higher, that's the anomaly, right? And trend. And hence decides to increase marketing efforts on Fridays and Saturdays. So the insight is, the 30% higher sales on weekend days, and that helps him or her make this data-driven decision to spend more on Fridays and Saturdays. Then you build dashboards and reports as a sixth step. The visualization tools can help communicate insights to stakeholders effectively. And what are the best tools, BI tools for best reporting? So there's Power BI, best for enterprise dashboards. Then there is Tableau, as we've been talking about, great for interactive reports. Then there's Google's Data Studio, free and user friendly. And then there is Excel pivot table, simple yet powerful for ad hoc analysis. A human resource team, say for example, creates a Power BI dashboard to track employee attrition rate. So what are the tools that you're using? Power BI dashboard. And what are they tracking? Employee attrition rates, department-wise hiring, and training effectiveness. So that's how you can build a dashboards and reports. Then you apply descriptive analytics in real world scenario. Let's take a look at some examples of real world scenario, industry applications. So in a retail industry, you could be identifying best-selling products and peak shopping hours. So descriptive data, right? In a healthcare industry, you could be analyzing patient admission trends and disease patterns, again, identifying patterns. In finance industry, you could be monitoring credit card fraud detection trends, again, identifying trends. So it's all about identifying trend patterns and anomalies. In a marketing industry, you could be evaluating campaign performance and customer segmentation. In supply chain industry, you could be tracking inventory levels and logistic efficiency. So it's about tracking, identifying, determining the pattern, right? So that's descriptive analytics. Right. A logistic company, for example, in addition, would use descriptive analytics to track delivery times and hence using that descriptive analytics data, optimize routes. So, what did we learn? What is the summary? What are the steps to learn and apply descriptive analytics? First is to learn the fundamentals, understand statistics, visualization, and reporting. Then use the right tools like Excel, SQL, Python, Tableau, Power BI. Clean and prepare data where you will need to handle duplicates, missing values, and inconsistency. Apply descriptive techniques like trends, correlation, aggregation, and visualization. Then you interpret insights, identify patterns, and compare with benchmark. And then build dashboards using BI tools for interactive reporting. And finally, apply in business scenario by in using in the real world case studies to enhance learning. So what do we do next? So having looked at how to learn and apply descriptive analytics, we will now take a look at the next step of diagnostic analytics in the next lecture. So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on learning and applying different types of analytics in this course, data analysis and analytics. And I hope you're continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy. And I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.